A huge win for Manchester United away at the Emirates, and we were there to see it in the away end. It was unbelievable. Cunha, late winner, classic United, same old Arsenal.
The Carrick train continues. Unbelievable win for Manchester United on the road against a very tough Arsenal squad. 3-2, two bangers, unbelievable comeback, and United march into the top four. Can't believe it. Carrick is at the wheel. It certainly feels like it.
Sir, I think you left your voice in the away end with Manchester United. We were standing and singing the whole time. It was an amazing atmosphere, and there's no better team to beat than the Gunners, who are surely going to stumble on the way to the end of the season, hopefully bottle the title. Now, United, we're more focused on top four because we are in top four, and that's where we belong. Hell of a two games for Michael Carrick. He's at the wheel.
Unbelievable. We were talking about it, thinking in advance of the two tough games that he came into. We thought maybe he'd come in a little early or get that Burnley game, maybe get that Brighton game, and instead they threw him in the Hornets' nest, picked up huge win against City, and then today, against the odds, smash and grab for Manchester United. Classic stuff. 3 shots on goal, 3 goals. And that's what we like to see. 2 bangers. We were in the way in to see those. Dogu just bar down, and then Matheus Cunha with an unbelievable winner. Just what the doctor ordered. Back to the top 4. Let's go. Marching on. A lot to play for this season. See how, who knows where we can finish.
I mean, we probably have 20 Manchester United matches in person between ourselves, and I think that tops the list. The vibes are high. It's exactly what we needed. I think the tweet online summed it up. I haven't been that happy in 13 months under Ruben Amorim, where Michael Carrick in 2 games have completely turned this team around. The vibes feel right. But you also said it on the way home from the Emirates. It's all about that Fulham match because we got to beat the bad teams. This team shows up for good teams. We actually beat the Scousers at Anfield. Obviously, they're not doing great, but we have to show up against Fulham. But, sir, before we get into Fulham, let's break down this great Arsenal match. Again, American Red Devils are abroad. We're in London, hanging out in Marylebone. Absolutely loving this trip so far, and what a win.
What a win.
What a win. I can't believe I'm saying what a win. We've been eating crow, sir. Last time we came out here, we actually saw us draw Arsenal. I thought we were unfair to draw last spring. That was a big game, but we have seen tough losses in this tough tenure that has been the turbulent history of United. But let's get into it. It was Manchester United versus Arsenal at the Emirates. Let's get into that starting 11, the lineup from Michael Carrick. He went same. Lamens in net, Shaw, Martinez, Maguire, Delot right back, Mainu, Casemiro in midfield, Dogu, Embumo up top, Ahmad, and Bruno Fernandes in the hole, and he looks like the best player playing in the best position right now.
Keep it simple. Back to basics, 4-2-3-1. It looked so effective against Man City at home. Why not just play the same thing? It's not a dissimilar team that you're seeing in Arsenal. So I love the same 11, and I think that was the best strategy to go because it gave you a lot of options off the bench with Cunha and Šeško coming in late, and I think they both had an impact as substitutes.
Yeah, and Dogu, again, looking really good playing up front for Manchester United. Just absolutely a unit. Coming out, Manchester United, Arsenal pinned us back. We were in the way in where Arsenal were attacking and Manchester United were digging out. And I just turned to you and said, hey, we got to survive this onslaught at the beginning, and then we'll be able to get into this match. And we didn't. In the 37th minute, we didn't have a lot to do. But it was Arsenal who scored in the 29th minute, actually via Lisandro Martinez. A bad touch from him, sir. Unlucky here.
No, I think actually United did pretty well to kind of hold the line against Arsenal. This was, of course, a bit of bad luck. Instincts were right. Maybe Martinez could have gotten there and hoofed the ball out. He turned on later in the half, but it was a bit of fortune for the Gunners in that first half because they had the possession, but they weren't really cutting into us. Lemons did not have much to do. He had that one big headed save, but otherwise, I think this was like not against run of play, but they got fortunate at home.
And then against the run of play, Embumo will get his goal. Big error here from Arsenal, playing it out the back, and Embumo right on it. Boy, he finishes this calmly, just around Raya, and then finishes it coolly. This is something you turn to me and say, hey, Højlund isn't going to finish that one. Embumo, he's a proper dog up front for United. What a goal.
What a finish. Absolutely. Still has a lot to do. Big mistake from Zubimendi, but he finishes it coolly. United needed the goal right before halftime, exactly what the doctor ordered.
I turned to you. I'm like, in the Hornets' nest, I said, hey, we got to go in half. 1-1. We can't concede. United hold. We go into half tied. Coming out of it, I thought this was going to be a cagey affair. I predicted almost like a draw right before the game. I said, hey, I think we're going to be good, but not good enough. But Dogu had other ideas. This was a world-class bangerang from Patrick Dogu. We signed him to play left back. Turns out he's a left winger, sir. He's unbelievable. And what a hit. What a hit, curling inside out, bar down right in front of us at the away end, celebrates. It was just unbelievable.
The goal you dream to see, off the bar, down in, we were in the way end. Once it went in, I thought it did hit the bar. We've hit a lot of bars this season. Obviously, a lot of goals that have hit the bar and gone out. So Dogu, get a bit of fortune, but he looked terrific all day. What a threat he offers going forward, and what a goal for him. Bangarang in the way end.
Couldn't we keep a 2-1 lead? This is Manchester United. We know
No.
this defense leaks. But surprisingly, we did, and it wasn't until the 69th minute I turned to you and say, hey, what is Carrick going to do about the midfield? And you said nothing. And he actually did nothing about the midfield, which was the right call.
It was working. I mean, we were fighting in it.
Embumo comes off for Cunha. At the time, I actually liked this sub. Get Cunha up top. He could be the outlet. He's used to running against defenders, just creating trouble and creating havoc. And he was a perfect like-for-like switch for Embumo in the 69th minute. Really like this sub from Carrick.
I thought Carrick used the subs very effectively today. This one in advance of the Dogu one as well when he got injured. But I thought Cunha provided an outlet. He was there to run out, get the ball out of pressure, and he showed that. Also the goal threat. We'll get into that in a second. But Cunha, great option off the bench. United actually had a strong bench today. Maz was back. You had Sheshko, you had Mount, you had Embumo, Cunha, of course. So it's like nice to have options at once and know how to use it as well. So Carrick showed that very effectively.
Yeah, and then I didn't mention it, but Arteta did a crazy 58th minute 4-man change, which I think helped Manchester United. Like,
Definitely.
If you're a title-winning team, usually you're not wholesale changing 4 in the 58th minute when you're at home against Manchester United. But I thought this was actually a weak move from Arteta, and I felt like we could get after him after this.
No, 100%. That's a bit of a panic. They look like a panicky side. You know, this move, especially from the coach, to do 4 subs when you're only down by 1, and they were actually dominating us for possession. They weren't creating that much, but these subs didn't make them better.
They're panicky, and he's panicky, and he's a panicky manager.
They look like a panicky team.
You know what? We don't like Arteta. Not a big fan of him at the podcast. Pep Guardiola light. But let's get into it. Finish the match. 81st minute. Sheshko comes on for Dogu. Hamstring pulled up on that Bruno lob. He was trying to get in with the defender, coming together. He goes out with a hamstring. I hope it's nothing long-term because he's hitting top form at the moment.
No, what a player. Defensively, he's solid, but going forward, like what a threat he offers off the left wing, the physicality, his ability in the air to win the ball. So hopefully that's just a late cramp, and they needed this up anyway.
But we'll get to it. Corners, Arsenal had them a lot this game. I felt like one was going to go in, knowing our set-piece track record. It was Mikel Merino. He gets the goal, but I'm going to say Lawman's a little soft here. It was a tough play, but he got caught in no man's land, and ultimately this crossed the line. Referee looks at the watch, points to the center circle.
No, Lamens was solid today. He had 2 really big saves. Otherwise, his sweeping was good. But this was like he could have done better. I think a look at the tape, no, he could have done better. But, I think the fact that we only conceded 1 goal from corners was actually a victory today because that was really what they were trying to push all game.
And look, it was a tight game. 2-2. At this point, you could say, hey, fair draw, big result for United. But Matheus Cunha had other ideas. What a finish from Cunha, the curler. He just ran into space. I saw him on the ball. Before he hit it, I was like, this is going to be a goal because it's just his shot coming in from the left on the right foot, sir. Curler. Raya, nothing to do. Away in, goes crazy.
No, from the 9th row, it looked closer than it was. Now seeing the replay on TV, he looked like he was in his great position, but right on the corner of the box, but actually was further out, and it was a proper bangarang. What a goal from Cunha. He had such an impact in that second half, an impact sub. The subs from Carrick were terrific, and Cunha showing his worth. All these transfers that we made last summer, by the way, coming off. Even Sheshko, who obviously didn't get a goal or an assist, winning headers, looking valuable. Love to see it.
Sir, this is United. Come on, we're winning games late. We got all-stars who are coming in and just the shirt's light and they're just Embumo cooking Arsenal. Cunha with the curler. Look, we won. We beat the Gunners, the best team. They haven't lost to 24 games at home.
Something crazy like that.
Destroyed them. And feels good because when you beat City and you beat the Gunners and you're now in top 4, I remember 2 weeks ago, sir, we were worried. We thought we were going to finish in 8th. Now all of a sudden, holy shit, we beat City and Arsenal, 2 best teams in the league and 2 big rivals. There's nothing better than that. We're soaking up this night. It was such a special such a special game, such a special moment in the away end to sing, and also the jeering the Arsenal fans when you score the goal. You can stand on your seat and you can just look them in the eye and you can say, "Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching Manchester United." And that's what it feels to be a fan of this club. And we've been starved of that feeling for so long. So hope everyone enjoyed this result. Getting into the stats really quick: Arsenal 56.6% of the ball, to be expected. United had 43%. Little smash and grab. We had 3 shots on goal, 3 goals. They had 4 shots. So at the end of the day, when it comes to shots on target, they didn't outdo us that much, but they had more of the ball. They did struggle today. Arsenal was on the bend sort of coming into this game, and we got the best of them. And I thought we could because Arteta, he's a jittery guy. Look, great photo in the away end, supporting the best club in the world with the best fans in the world. ARD loves to go abroad and get some special Manchester United moments. Sir, what was this like being out there?
No, this is a 10 out of 10. This is what United fans live for. This is what it's all about. It's all about being there with the United fans in a huge game where you get an unbelievable result, smash and grab, classic Man United victory. It was like Arteta just winning, and you can just see it. They had nothing. They look like the most like you can see what they bottled multiple EPL titles in a row. But United looked the hungrier team, and they fought for it, and they grew into the match, and they earned all 3 points. They deserved it. It was a smash and grab, but it was like classic United. United would go into the Emirates and get a title, get a win like that.
That's we were putting in proper 50-50 challenges, winning balls late, digging deep. I felt like everyone was putting in a shift. A lot of the togetherness that this team has, that Carrick has been able to get out of them, is incredible. Also, coming up to the away fans at the end, it meant a lot to Carrick. We were singing, "It's Carrick, you know, sir." That's the new song at the moment. Carrick's at the wheel, and what it meant to him, gesturing to the fans, it means a lot. He bleeds red. This club is
United
important
legend.
to him. He's a United legend, and for him to come in, it also, he wears it lightly, sir. He wears it lightly. He's kind of just not a lot to say, Carrick.
He looks good in the role. He looks comfortable. His pressers, we'll get into his presser in a second. They've been comfortable. And you know what? Let's keep it up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've gotten ahead of ourselves before. Enjoy those 2 wins, huge wins, as fun of wins as we've had for United in 5+ years. So just like the City victory was resounding. Today was a proper smash and grab against the best team in the league, and they look shook. They look shook at playing against that physical Manchester United. So it was a joy to be there.
And I think that's a really good point. Is right now it's about the vibes. It's about enjoying football again. It's about getting the Manchester United DNA back in this club, which Carrick is doing. It's about having a go, going for broke. And Carrick subs, look at that. The Cunha like for like. He didn't go defensive until the 88th minute with that Mazraoui sub. He just kept going for it. I just felt like he had some stones, and that's what United's about. It's about going for the win. And Carrick is really pushing his chips in the middle of the table. And that's the United way. That's what Ferguson did. Go for the throat, sir. We went for the throat at the Emirates. We got it all. The 3 points, top 4. We're absolutely buzzing here. If you couldn't tell, this was an amazing game, an amazing support. So the songs were crazy, fans going nuts, and what a night. What a London night. It's cold here in January. But, sir, you got some wine. We placed some bets on United to win. What was it? Plus 500? You got
Plus
525.
Plus 525 for Manchester United to get a victory at the Emirates. It was not nearly as wide in the States. It was like in the 3s when we did the preview a week ago. And you know what? When it pays off, you have a little wine. Wasn't even that fancy.
Sorry, you celebrate by going to Jim Cunha, get a nice bottle of wine. Show the folks here enjoying it, sir.
Delicious, little delicious Burgundy. Enjoying myself and enjoying this American Red Devils community because this is what it's all about today.
It's like Sir Alex, post-match, 3
red
points.
Red nose, baby. Let's rock and roll.
Bottle of red, 3 points, bottle of red.
Yeah, him and Jose Mourinho. Today, all United fans should enjoy because that was like a classic United victory. Go for it. Be bold. Take it from an Arsenal team who are not great. They should have won by now, but you could see the coach ain't it, bro. He ain't it because they're a yippee squad, and Manchester United I think showed they could beat anybody. We beat Liverpool away, we beat City resoundingly, and we got a smash and grab proper victory at Arsenal. And it shook. The title race is tight. We're in top 4, everything to play for. Let's hear from Michael Carrick. So he looks good, looking good.
Let's see what he says, sir.
It's good when we look dangerous at certain times. Other times you have to defend, but it was just a performance with a bit of everything, really.
Chris, could you have
thought that your first 2 games would end up with wins over Man City and Arsenal? Yeah, well, I understand there were two tough games to start with. We've got tough games coming up, so it's I understood that, but best ones to win, so in terms of getting that feeling and that emotion, that confidence and that lift. So yeah, the boys have been fantastic, as I said, lasting 2 weeks together to put things in place and to try to do the things we've asked. And I said there's still layers that we want to get to and we want to improve, but in terms of kind of what it's taken to win these 2 games, they've done great. 2 fantastic strikes with 70 goals. What were they? 70 goals. You've been doing more cheating in phones than I can't take any credit for them 2 finishes. The move for Part was a really good move, and the connection through the pitch, and but to finish it like the way he did was some finish, and you get there where kind of takes your breath away a little bit, catches you out, and it was a good start in the second half. And then Mateus coming on, having a big impact again, like he did last week. Creating a goal last week. I just fancied him to come out his feet. I really fancied him to score. And again, a fantastic finish, and kind of epitomises probably what, as a group, what we've been like this week. Mateus has not started both games, but he's had a real big impact. He's been disappointed not to start, but he's used it in a really good way. 2 huge moments, and he totally deserves that winning goal for that. How he's applied himself all week, and I'm absolutely delighted for him.
Hey, not bad, Carrick. How are you feeling about the manager, sir?
I think he's cleared the air at Manchester United. Much needed. This club had another time where a manager went too heavy-handed, made it all about him, and I think everything needed to be kind of washed away. And Carrick has done that very, very quickly. It's actually shocking. He's only been there 12 days. Our 12 days the manager was fired, but it's all happened in the last couple of weeks, and I just think he knows there is an element of United way, which is you gotta talk the talk, and he knows how to talk the talk, and he also backs the boys. You can tell he backs the boys, and that's important because they need to play up. And they did today, and they played hard for a manager, and they grew into the match, and they realized that they can beat anybody now. And it's we got to build on this, but this is exciting, and he's doing good. I don't want to get ahead of myself. He's doing good.
No, he took risks. We saw how many defenders played with Ruben Amorim, how many defenders we have on the field.
Dogu off, Sheshko on.
Exactly. That's what this was about. He never panicked and tried to shore it up. He said, go for it. And another thing about this match, late we were pressing Arsenal high. That was someone who was intent to win it. So credit to Michael Carrick and his team, credit to the players, the shift they put in, just all-in mentality from Manchester United. And that's what the badge is about, and we haven't seen that in a long time. So, sir, absolutely buzzing. Carrick's at the wheel. Roy Keane, Roy Keane
they have an option for each other. I mean,
Roy Keane was. People were asking him, "Hey, you want to be the permanent manager after 2 games, sir?" Everyone needs to calm down.
Calma.
We need to enjoy this time. It's about the vibes. It's not about the manager. Michael Carrick, the way it should work. You can't ask him every week if he wants to be the permanent manager. Of course, he wants to be the permanent manager.
Who wouldn't be?
The way you do it is he gets a chance to interview for the job if he does well.
If he earns it,
he gets a chance to interview against the likes of Thomas Tuchel and these other guys, if he does well. Only if he does well. And by the way, doing well is getting top 4. So the only way I think he even has a foot in the door to compete with top coaches for the job is if he gets us top 4. I don't think we have to be putting off a search or not talking to other candidates. I don't know why there seems to be this either or situation here as it relates to coaches for Manchester United. NFL teams talk to so many people. They would include an interim guy in that process, and most likely they just do it because it's being polite, knowing he's not going to be the guy. I just feel like if Carrick does well, we can't just do what we did with Ole. We made that mistake. We signed the dotted line before he made top 4. We gave him the permanent job. I think it hurt him, and he lost momentum because of it.
Yeah, you definitely don't make the same mistake where you give it April, you go on a flyer and then it falls apart after you give him the full-time deal. I think he could definitely earn a right to be in the mix given the fact of what the brief is for this club right now. He could be exactly what we want, but we shouldn't rush to that. Let's let him get through 10 games. Let's get him get through that second half of the season that he got, and so far so good. But we don't need to rush. But my only concern is that Ineos are reactionary. They're more passive on these type of decisions. They want to see how this plays out because they'd be happy to give it to him. but like he should be in a short list of coaches that make sense for the club right now, given what's going on with Ineos.
No, he's not even on the list until he gets top 4. Then he can be on the list. That's what I'm saying.
Right now he's interim.
And by the way, when he's on the list, it's probably a courtesy to interview him, and he's not going to get the job.
Unless he kills it.
If he has us flying high and in second or third place, like I don't know what you do then. Like he can force their hand, but they should also consider other managers too. You can't just tunnel vision Carrick mode.
Agreed.
You can't tunnel vision an interim. You got to they have to do what they did with Ten Hag, but it's the opposite of that. Take 2 or 3 weeks after the end of the season. Don't just hand him the job if he does well. But at the end of the day, it's all about, sir, we got a next match. It's Manchester United versus Fulham. How are we feeling?
We're feeling like, obviously we're running high. Big victory, big win last weekend too. I think that we don't want to overshadow that because we just think about the most recent thing that happened. This is huge, but that was like a real dominant performance. This was a proper on the run. Fulham tells you about this team because you know what? You and I went to Fulham this weekend as just generic EPL
versus
fans.
Brighton. We went to a neutral game, scouting game.
2 mid-table teams, in the mix, top 10, but the bottom part of that top 10. And they're both frisky on their day, but they've taken the licks and wounds of the EPL. And Fulham looks second best, to be fair. They scored, they won, but they kind of had a United performance, so they scored on
Harry Wilson free kick at the death type of. They didn't deserve to win. Brighton was the better team.
Brighton was the better team. That's what I mean. So Fulham looks like if you can't beat them at Old Trafford, this is the game that's going to tell you a lot about Michael Carrick's Manchester United. Because this is the game where we would drop down. This is the game where we would drop down even if we had big performance. We would not have won both games under Ruben Amorim. We might have gotten if we were lucky, a draw and a win, which could have happened given his approach, which is the counter, which we kind of did a version of. But Fulham at home, a team that you are much better than. We have 1 game week a season. It's this will tell us a lot about this Manchester United side because Fulham, we should have no problem with Fulham. They're a solid team. They're staying up.
No, I mean,
they're in the middle of the pack, but we should beat them.
No, they have decent players. Iwobi, you got to watch out for Wilson. He's on a tear. But they're a soft 7th in the league. We really shouldn't be taking them.
And they're 7th.
Yeah, they're a soft 7th in the league. Let me actually check the live update. So Manchester United are in 4th, 38 points. We're a decent amount behind Villa, unfortunately. We're really in it with Chelsea and Liverpool. And then, Fulham in 7th with 34 points. It's a soft 7. You look at the table, you're a little worried about Fulham. They were horrible at home against a Brighton team that's struggling. They have hit a bad patch of form. Harry Wilson, he's the danger guy. We got to watch out for him. But at the end of the day, this Fulham team, based on what we saw against Brighton, we should be handling them compared to what we saw at the Emirates.
No, we should. I mean, a different opponent, of course, but they are 7th in this EPL, which is a very competitive league. But we saw a very poor Fulham side. I could not believe they won. But maybe it shows the clinicality because they got half chances and then turned it into goals. But it's going to be a game, like you said. If this Michael Carrick era will continue with decisions to be made in the summer, he's going to have to get a big result. Not a big result. You have to win. You have to win handedly because this Fulham side, we're better than. We're going off and riding up a high. You turn this into a run. Let's get some wins going. Let's scare the Villas of the world and just firmly finish in the top 4.
All right, if you're Carrick, we got the 11 versus Arsenal. Lamen, Shaw, Martinez, Maguire, Delo, Mainu, Casemiro, Dogu, Embumo, Diallo, Bruno. Do you make any changes? Obviously, Dogu has injury. We have no update yet. What do you think he might do here?
I mean, I would put Šeško in. I think Big Ben needs to eat. Big Ben would eat at a game like this. United feeling good, playing against a Fulham side that you can definitely get behind because that Brighton side could get behind that Fulham side, but they didn't take their chances as well. I think Big Ben needs a goal, and they'll have opportunities against this game. You drop Dogu. That'd be the only sub I make. I keep it pretty consistent. That midfield looked good.
But Cunha can come on and slot on the left wing, which he is good at. And I like Embumo. Think about it. Cunha, Embumo, Diallo, Bruno. Against Fulham, I think you're going to have their way. The real question is Casemiro, how cooked is Cass's legs? He's got time to rest up.
Full week.
But it's going to be a difficult one. The Fulham fixture is going to be Sunday, February 1st. Sir, it's 2 p.m. UK time. Doing the math in my head
6
live.
a.m.
What is that?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, so not a bad kickoff. But this is the trap game. This is the game where United have struggled at in the past, and We can't have it. What's your score prediction for Fulham?
I think Manchester United get the victory 2-0 against Fulham. It's, not as emphatic as we would like, but that's because Fulham keep themselves in it. What do you got, sir?
I'm going to go 1-0. It's a nervy match, sir, but we win. I'm not.
We're predicting he wins again. This is a good sign. Manchester United is back, or at least we're feeling good. What a victory to be at. Let's push it on. Let's keep going at the table. Let's finish in top 4 and put a real mark on it instead of being last gasp stuff.
Sir, fan questions. We're doing a quick and dirty podcast here. As you can understand, we're on the away day, American Red Devils abroad. We got the away set up. We're doing the best we can, so appreciate you hanging with us while we are on the road. Like you said, we saw the Fulham-Brighton game. That was a great neutral match in London, Arsenal away. And we're going to cherry on top bonus, extra credit for the American Red Devils.
Bonus.
We're going to Dortmund versus Inter Milan Wednesday. Dortmund's not easy to go to. You got to fly to a place called Dusseldorf and take an hour train. We will be doing the journey. Alex has his eye on a pork knuckle, a few light ales, I would say.
Scranwatch is coming your way. We're getting this knuckle. We're hunting down a knuckle in Dortmund.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have a lot of fun doing this. We also have vlogs for all the games that we're going to during this trip, which we edit live while we're doing it. So we're just trying to get as much content out there, have a lot of fun, keep it light, and enjoy the vibes. Let's jump into fan questions. At you, Bosun. It's been a while since I turned on the TV. Excited about watching Manchester United play. The product is infinitely better already. Some absolute bangers. Don't know what Carrick did, but seems there's a whole different belief in the squad. Now, can they do it against a smaller club? It's like we got guys who are
great fans, best fans in the world. It's absolutely right. Trap test upcoming. You got to enjoy the two wins, 2 big wins. Carrick at the wheel. Let's keep it going. Fulham and making you start to believe in something. So great day.
At Nathan Forrester, sirs, while the sample size is small, Carrick has instilled the energy of what it means to fight for the badge. Absolutely. That is something that we can't take for granted. The United of old would have given up after Arsenal's second goal. Enjoy those Gunner tears and dark ales. Sir, we are. That is absolutely
We're enjoying it.
The intangible factor that Carrick has brought back, the energy, the challenges we saw late in the game, who United players would shy away from. Seems like they wanted it. Players wanted it, and Carrick's got them all rowing in the same direction. That's huge. At KJL Joel, we can play, at least against top rivals. Sublime from Cunha and that rocket from Dogu. Now let's replicate this result against Fulham, who, by the way, is only 4 points behind us. So tighter in the table, but I think it's a soft, based on what we saw live, and live is such a different factor, that's a soft seventh in the league. They're not a good team. That was not a good team.
They have to be a good team to be this late.
They couldn't even pass
7th.
it.
No, I think they must have been off. They must have been tired, but they had that final. They did win. They won that game. They found a way to win. They had that. Maybe they had a final product where they score well, because you're right. They looked second best team for sure, but this league is a gauntlet. Brighton's a frisky
you can
team.
get got. You can get snake bit. It happens.
No, but the fact that they're 7th and they're 4 points behind us tells you something about the team. But at home, feeling this way, if we play the way we played, at least especially at City at home, that should be a victory.
At Luis Holohan, I'm so happy for you guys getting to be there. It must have been amazing. Can't wait for the pod episode. It was amazing. Our voices are struggling, though, after doing all that singing and hand waving at the Arsenal fans. What a match. At Fairway Freddy, unbelievable. The ability to influence the ebb and flow of the game and come out with a superb win. Well played, ARD. The emotion, the excitement. What is it? When it's good, it's fucking good. And it deserves some dark ales and pies. It's true, because we defended well when we needed to. We got after them when we needed to. This team was just, they were in the flow.
No, we probably, you would have liked us to create a little bit more from open field, but we limited them a lot. They scored off a own goal and a corner, which I think was the goalie could have done better. I think older Lamens saves that goal, but well deserved. United through and through. Just 1 of 3 points. It's big for United. We need to keep riding this high and keep the wins coming.
At Moneyline Mush, Snowstorm, Guinness, an unbelievable result. Buzzing. Carrick talk is going to be unbearable, though. Stay the ship. Dare I say top 4 United. Look, we're in the fight for top 4. And you're right. The Carrick talk is going to be unbearable.
Oh, it's gonna be
Every pre-match presser, every post-match presser. But you know what's more unbearable? Whatever Ruben Amron was doing. What he was doing.
Woo, back three.
He's just like
back three.
just
I'm
like
good.
playing 8 defenders and then like yelling at the press, bro. Like, ain't nobody misses that.
That's very
Ain't
good.
nobody misses that.
No. Ruben Amron was smiling 2 weeks ago. Now after these 2 victories, he doesn't look as happy.
Oh my God. At Dylan Cole, I'm in the hospital for seizures and I was yelling so loud my heart rate spiked so high after Cunha's winner. My nurse ran in my room thinking I was dying. Look, Dylan,
Hope you're
feel
okay, buddy.
much better. Maybe Carrick at the wheel is not good for your health. But Amram at the wheel wasn't either. It was like so I feel like there's 2 sides of the same coin, but please get better soon. We hope that win went a long way. At SS Grok 17, another great win. It's so nice to watch this team again. The players are showing desire to win and not giving up when they fall behind. Now let's kick the teeth out of this league. Absolutely.
No, we have every chance now. We've turned these 2 wins. Let's turn it into something. We've got a very fortuitous next 5 games. Let's stack some dubs. Let's get some goal scoring, and let's march up the table. Keep it safe for top 4.
And we're gonna finish on this one at Ova de Bush. Being from Cali, was that Cunha celebration for y'all? It's like, absolutely, we're boys with Cunha. We texted him, and that's why we said, hey, man, we're going surfing, SoCal. He's coming back. I love that celly that he does. So sick.
He was feeling the vibe. Cunha, what a goal from outside the box. Finds a way. Game changer, and we needed him today. We had big game-changing moments. It was just an unbelievable United through-and-through performance. Big 3 points. 4th place. Let's keep it going.
Hey, that's it. That's the podcast. American Red Devils Abroad. It's around 11:30 p.m. We've been through the gauntlet today, but it was worth it. Every second of it. 3 goals at the Emirates. Arsenal tears. You want to support us? Like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Comment down below as well. Or subscribe where you listen to iTunes or Spotify. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Check that out, AmericanRedDevils.store. You can pick up some amazing scarves. We have the Glazers Out scarves, protesting the ownership, everything in between. We also have an amazing newsletter. Check that out, AmericanRedDevils.com/newsletter. And the next podcast, we're going to be back in the bunker after this crazy American Red Devils Abroad journey. Great trips. We also have some content coming to our YouTube page around if you want to travel and you're trying to come to Europe to watch football, what you should do and shouldn't do. We've done it all. We've made all the mistakes. We've eaten crow out here. We've also enjoyed great days like today. So shout out to everybody supporting us on this journey. Absolutely love this club, and we're just glad the vibes are back.
It's great to be here. It's a great time to be a Manchester United fan. It's a great time to travel to England and see some matches, and hopefully United can keep these high moods flying high for the rest of the season. We've got a lot of games that, a game a week. We can do some damage in this EPL with this squad that we've got. So I'm excited to see what Carrick can do, and then hopefully I want him to give Manchester United's front office a difficult decision to make in the summer because he does so well, and then we can just go from there.
Come on, United. Appreciate everybody. ARD out.